Hey everyone, this is Amit and welcome to chapter 2 of this tutorial series. In this chapter we are going to use what we have learned in chapter 1 and see how we can make a very simple effect sort like this. In the first step of this tutorial, I will show you the basic technique I have used to pull off this effect sort, and in the second half I will just load up the scene I have already created and tell you what are the things you have to take into consideration. So that way you don't have to sit through while I build up the scene and tweak the parameters here and there. So with that said, let's get started. And set the transition as per your taste, but for this tutorial this will suffice. Now let's make a material for a particular mission. We will build this multi-sub object material and keep the material that is already there as a sub material, and the other material will be the one which will be used for the emission of our particles. We'll copy this gradient ramp that is used for the transition here, and apply it to the diffuse channel of this material. And to see how the material works, we will apply it to the object. And this is the material we're going to use for emitting our particles. Now let's build our particle system. We'll drop in just a standard flow, and we'll override the position icon with a position object. we'll get rid of this depot and these two as well, and we'll turn off speed. And for our position object, we will select our object, and you can see the object is emitting particles from its surface, and the particles are appearing from all over the surface, and they are just sitting there because there is no speed and no force applied to them. But we want our particles to appear only in the white areas, so we will check the density by material. And now you can see the particles are emitting only in the white areas of this object. But we want our particles to emit from the transitioning area only, so we have to restrict the color, the white color, to appear in the transitioning area as well. And this can be done by setting another flag here, and we will change its color to black. This flag's color to black, and now you can see the white is appearing only in the transitioning area, and we have to animate this flag's position as well, so that the white will keep appearing at the transitioning area. We'll fine-tune this flag's position by going to the curve editor again. We'll go to the flag's curve and adjust it so that our white color appears in the transitioning area while the transition is happening over the entire surface. We'll set the end keyframes value to 100. Setting the first keyframes value is a bit tricky, as you can see it's popping up suddenly, so we need another keyframe to make it appear smoothly. As you can see here, even if we are at frame 0, it is still appearing there, and we can fix this by adding another keyframe. So we will add in a keyframe here and set the first keyframe's value to 0. Now you can see at frame 0 the white is completely gone, and as we slide across, you can see the white is appearing gradually. We will narrow this white area by bringing these two flags a bit closer. And now you can see more properly how our particles are generating from the white area only. And this is the transitioning area from black to white, the area at which our object appears like it is disappearing. And if you look carefully, you can see some stray particles here which are appearing irrespective of the map we have applied. So we can fix this by deleting the particles which don't have a valid location. Where is it? Okay, here. And now you can see that the particles are only generating from the white area. Now that we have set the material for the emission of our particles, I will add some forces here to give these particles a bit dramatic movement. So I will create some space wraps here. I will create a wind space wrap, and also a drag force here, and add these two in our list. Now I'll just dial in some values here that I know will work for this situation, and of course you can play with these settings until you get the look you are after. I want these particles to move in a very turbulent manner, so I will increase the turbulence and the frequency as well, and I will reduce the scale to a very minimum so that they have a very dramatic movement. Now that our particles are moving the way we want them to, we will just switch this material back to the one that we have created for this object. So we'll open up the material editor and assign the material we have created for this object previously. And now you can see here the particles are emitting from this surface, and also the object is fading away, but the particles are not emitting according to the material we have created for the particles to emit from. So we can fix this by going to the particle view and assigning the proper sub-object material ID here, which is 2 in our case. And now you can see the particles are emitting according to the material we have created for the emission of these particles, and our object is fading away and also emitting the particles from the transitioning area. And that's it. This is the technique in its most simple form, or I should say simplest form. I don't know what is the superlative form of simple. Anyway, so this is the basic technique, and you can build up more complex systems based on this technique. But on an actual production, you have to take a lot of other things into consideration while approaching this kind of effects. You have to do a lot of rigid body simulations, soft body simulations as well, where chunks from this object which we are disintegrating will rip off and fly away, and smokes, fire, sparks and whatnot. So this is just a very basic technique I discussed here as an example, and now we will move on and see how I applied this technique to the effect sort that I was showing before, the disintegration of the car.